What up though, this your boy DOC. Now after that video that I put up about young Mazi passing away of being killed in Atlanta, you know, I got a very big response from that on my Instagram. You know, you can go follow me over there at DocHicksTv, where I had multiple people asking me to explain to the youngins that gangster life shit is out the door, and to give, you know, like my perspective on that particular situation. Now I'm gonna use a few different reference points, you know, and that's the whole reason why I even created this channel, was to use these particular headlines to try to make them relatable to people and their day-to-day lives, because a lot of stuff these entertainers are going through, regular people are going through as well. It's just without all the money and the paparazzis and the cameras. But people got to be able to separate rap from real life. And even with that, you still got to understand the difference between an OG and someone that means you some good, period. Because just because someone's older don't mean that they mean you any good. Really pay attention to the advice that you're giving you, that person is giving you. For a long time in our community, and even with the backing of hip-hop, the gangster life has been glamorized, and people see that these particular individuals, which majority of them are not really living that life, you know, but they know that they have people that's intrigued by people like in middle America or off in the suburbs that's not really have any attachment to that street life. They're intrigued by it, so they sell this particular facade to individuals, not knowing, or they just don't give a fuck that these kids will follow in them same footsteps. For a while now, I've always said, when I hear songs that have messages like live fast and die young, or shit like I don't really care if I die, dumb motherfucker, you should care if you die, because you're not the one that's making the money that's taking care of your moms, your pops, and your kids, and rearranging. You could make break a generational curse in your family of being broke and help start off a legacy, and you don't care if you die. That's actually selfish and a dumb way of thinking. And when I hear that, it makes me shake my head. Like, what type of message is that? Why are you giving that type of message to these impressionable kids that may not have a father, or may not have any older brothers or sisters, or you don't know the circumstances, and giving them bad advice to make them go live a fast life and die young? The problem is, people always got a million things that they willing to die for, but name a few things that you willing to live for. Which one is more important? The purpose of life is to learn from your mistakes and grow older, create a legacy, create a family, you know, and it's multiple other things. That's a whole nother video. But the gangster shit is played out. Now, I'm not knocking anybody that hustles. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking anybody that hustle. But people got to understand, especially, to say for instance, if you're 21 and younger listening to this video, hustling is not, when I say hustling, I'm talking about just selling drugs. It's not the only way to make money. It's 2017. It's multiple ways to make money legally nowadays, and to the point where you can bring in 3 or 4 different income streams. Like me doing this YouTube is not my primary source of income, but it's just another source of income as well, along with other things that you can do. But people got to understand, bad advice is to your detriment. A lot of people prey on the weak, and sometimes people feel that younger individuals are weaker because they haven't experienced anything and don't have the knowledge, and they may look up to a person that's getting money, not knowing that this particular person is manipulating you to have you as a crash dummy to do all the dumb shit while they're sitting back reaping all the benefit. And then you're putting yourself in jeopardy of either going to jail, getting F's on your report card, meaning getting felonies on your report card. So then now you're put into a position where you can't do anything but hustle or the street life. I remember it was an example, this was 5, 6, 7 years ago, was a dude, he was still in high school. I seen him, and I'm not judging him just because he had tattoos, but he had like tons of tattoos on his face, and he wasn't even out of high school yet. So one, I was thinking like, where's his parents at that's allowing him to do this, already mark himself up to the point where he can't even go get a regular job if he wanted to. He's then they're putting himself in a box where he's only going to be able to live a certain life. And I just one day ended up telling him, I seen him around in the hood that I stayed in, but I just ended up telling him, and I don't know if it stuck with him or not, but I was like, dog, I understand you trying to get your money now, but don't put yourself in a position where this the only thing that you can do for the rest of your life. Because you fuck around and start getting them F's on your report card and catching a whole bunch of cases. Once you get back out, all those doors shut for living a legal life. now you have no other choice but to hustle. And that's what makes the jail and the judicial system a revolving circle and a revolving door of going back in and out of there. Because once a person get out, they have no trades, no skill, lack of education, or possibly because of their circumstances of their environment, they might have lack of resources. The only thing that they're going to do is go back right to what they know, in which you're already in the system. So them boys going to be on you even harder. Now it's just a revolving door of you going back and forth to jail, especially for the individuals that's hustling or living. Now, hustling and living the gangster life, to me, I separate the two things, because you got some hustlers that's out here, they ain't trying to be tough. They're not trying to, you know, start beef and being a whole bunch of problems. They just all about their money. Now, just for the individuals that's about this quote unquote clout and trying to be the toughest person, always remember, it don't matter where you at, what city, state, country, county you're at, it's real niggas and it's fake niggas everywhere. It's real niggas and it's fake niggas everywhere. So you might be the hardest person on your block, and you go 2 blocks over, it's going to be someone harder than you, or someone that got something to prove. And that person that got something to prove could actually be a coward or a sucker, and he might take you up out of here because he's trying to prove something where he was actually scared. A lot of times the person that pull out the gun first is the person that's actually scared. And one thing I gotta say, if you got any morals and principles where you believe and stand on certain things, I'm telling you, in the street game, you're gonna find a direct conflict to your morals and principles. If you're the type of person that believe and don't lie, lies happen every day in the fucking streets. If you're the type of person that believe in morals and principles of, you're not the type of person to fuck over on other individuals or try to get over on people, steal from people, basically just even knowing right from wrong, all that shit's out the window. So even though you get money, you dealing with a whole bunch of motherfuckers for real, that's really not shit. Not everybody. I'm not saying everybody, because there is a fine line, a few selected small percentage of people that's in the streets that really live by some codes. But it's so hard to run across them because they've been fucked over so much. They're gonna have their guards up where it's gonna be damn near impossible, if they didn't know you for so long, for you to even get introduced to them or even deal with them in any type of circumstances. So it's just really not even worth it. Now, I know some people are brought up in certain circumstances where this is all they know. Hey, and this is my thing, because a lot of people that's listening to this don't personally know me, so I'm saying these things because I know about certain things. And I know for some of the people that's going to talk about, this is the circumstances that they grew up in. Say, for instance, we talking about gang banging, and you talking about certain areas, that's a part of the culture, that's all they know. But I'm going to tell you this. If that's all you know, but if at any point in time in your life someone showed you or told you that you can do better, or if you didn't seem better and you still chose to make those wrong decisions, now it's on you. Because a lot of times when people say if you knew better, you would do better, a lot of times people know better but still choose to do wrong shit because they're trying to fit in or blend in into a crowd instead of being the one that stand out and make some decisions that's going to put you away from the rest of the individuals. Because being successful, living the right life, or trying to live the right life, or do your own thing, it's a lonely world, because a lot of motherfuckers are just simple minded, so they take the easy way out to just do what's the easy shit. You know what I'm saying? Hustling is the easy stuff. It's surviving it is the hard stuff. It's staying out of jail is the hard part, but the hustling and getting the money is the easy part. If you got any hustle to you, it's everything else that come along with it that's the bullshit. And my thing is, why deal with it? To me, some motherfuckers might be just dumb enough where that's all they can do is hustle. They might not be smart enough to figure out anything else in this world to make a dollar other than to do that. And like I said, once again, I'm not knocking anybody that hustle, that sell, or do whatever you do. I'm not knocking you. I'm talking to the youngins to let them know that don't downplay yourself mentally in this world to make yourself believe this is the only way that you can make money. It's thousands and thousands of different ways for you to make money in this world. You got to find a passion or something that you really into and do it, and don't let people knock you off of your dreams. Anybody that's not trying to promote you or motivate you into your dreams is dead weight. Any person that you around or you talking to just 100% negativity all the goddamn time, they're dead weight. Cut them off regardless to whoever it is. They're holding you back, or you can love them from a distance, because people want to put their misery off on you so you can stay on the same basis as them. Like, this is a big revolving door. This is a big conversation that can go on for hours and hours that I could talk about. Now, I'm flipping around because so much is running across my mind in these particular situations. It's almost like I'm sitting here talking as if I'm talking to a young person that's in front of me right now. You know, I remember one time I was listening to a song by Jeezy, and much respect to Jeezy doing this thing or whatever. You know, a lot of people might have their own personal opinion about Jeezy, but I remember on one of his songs, he just was like, you know, if you real, go pull a kick though then. What type of, you know, before that I understood, not to say that him talking about selling drugs and bricks and all that stuff was good, but just for some reason at that particular moment, it just dawned on me to really start listening to his lyrics a little bit more deeper. Because, like, why are you trying to relate being real to robbing people? You know what I'm saying? My thing is, Jeezy, if you was the one with the bricks and hustling and doing all this, you didn't want somebody to come kick your dough. You didn't want someone to come rob you. So why are you trying to make people think that it's real to go pull a kick dough? And that's where, even when I put up that video about the Boot Gang dude, regardless if it's fake or not, the dude ended up getting arrested and going to jail over some Dunkin' Donuts shit. You know, people just glamorize stealing and being a thief or finessing as it's cool, and it's not. And I'm not trying to make you guys, if you are young listening to this, make you feel like, oh, you got to be a lame. But that's the thing. People got to reprogram their minds of what they believe being a lame is and what being cool is. Being cool is what's being cool to you and your world and what's important to you. At the end of the day, you need to be real to yourself. You don't need to prove anything to nobody else. Be real to yourself. Set yourself some goals and complete them. Taking the right road or not choosing the fast life or the gangster life or the hustling life, you still have the same probabilities and actually a greater percentage of being successful in life than the actual person that's hustling. Because I can't remember the study, so don't quote me verbatim, but I remember a time, it was something that I was reading where they was talking about they had took a group of drug dealers that was going in and out of prison, but when they was out on the streets, they was balling hard. They had all the cars, they had all the fresh shit, they had nice houses, jewelry, everything. But then they go sit down for 3-4 years. They come back out, they making hundreds of thousands of dollars, this and that, but then they go sit down for 2-3-4 years and then get hit with the book. So you're looking at that same individual like, damn, this person making hundreds of thousands of dollars on the streets, or even making tens or 20 thousands of dollars on the streets, and he just looking like a neighborhood superstar to you. But when he goes sit down for 2-3-4 years, he's not making no money at all. So they can, in that statistic, they compared it to a person that was working at McDonald's making $7, $8, $9, $10 an hour that worked for that same period of time of that drug dealer in that 10-year span making all that money, but them gaps of him having to sit down making no money compared to that person that was making consistent money over that long period of time. That person that was working at 9 to 5 ended up making more money because he didn't sit down and didn't waste time not making no money at all. So these are just the things that you have to do. It took a while for me. You know, it took a while for me to even be the person that I am today, to even be able to say this stuff, because there was a lot of people that I used to look up to when I was younger, or, you know, that I thought was cool because they have, you know, they had the fly stuff, they had the girls around, this and that, and they was living a certain life, you know. So if that's all around you, you know, if that's all in your family or something like that, you might sway into that life. But at the same time, you still got to keep a balance in your life. A lot of people don't understand. If you into the girls, dog, your best bet is to finish school and go to college. Where you think majority, now if they look at the statistics, not to say that black women are graduating at a higher rate than men or vice versa, because I don't have the paperwork in front of me right now, but I'm just saying to the young man out there that's listening to this, you want to be around some girls and you want to be around the right girl, and you tired of talking about all these girls ain't shit, this and that, blah blah blah. Not to say that girls in college can't be rats and stuff too, but you got a higher probability of meeting the right woman by doing the right things and putting yourself in them circumstances of being in college or working in the workforce, where you're going to work forced to put yourself in a situation to be around a better selection of women. And it's the same thing for women as well. That's how they say good girls like bad guys, because it's kind of the adrenaline, or just that they, by society or their environment, been around certain type of men or women that make them chase after thug dudes and this and that, you can end up getting caught up in that man's shit. If he get hit with a conspiracy case and you've been helping him move shit around, or you've been keeping stuff at your house or helping him transport, like, you can end up catching that case and you were just an innocent girl, probably be in school, but you infatuated or cling on to because he getting money, and then what he got going on end up affecting your life. Or you only deal with him for so many years because then he end up going to jail for a long period of time or end up getting killed. So is that right for you to put yourself in that situation if you really do have a genuine heart to put that emotional investment into an individual that's not going to be there or make sound decisions? It's the same thing as a father having a child. Once you have a child, you got to make sound decisions on, man, is the decisions when I leave out of the house, is it going to take me away from my family? So you want to, if you're a boy or a girl, you want to pick someone that thinks the same way about you. Is the decisions that they making going to take them away from you? But like I say, it all boils down to, it's more than hustling out here or selling drugs or robbing people. You know, you can actually, with 2017, you can become your own boss. With online businesses, take a passion that you like it. They don't necessarily have to be into entertainment. There's so many different opportunities to bring in different revenue streams. You don't have to go into that life. And I'm telling you, it's fucking up our community. And one of the biggest things is just because the people that have the platforms to speak to the community that they know the kids are looking up to because they see that they got everything that they want, they're not giving them a valuable message. And then when you do, and this is just a reference point, but when you do get someone that, say for instance like a Jay-Z that dropped that album and he put some golds in it, you know, put some gems in it, everybody want to knock it. And actually, instead of soaking up the gems, people want to knock it to say people been saying it. Yes, people been saying it, but it was good for someone to be on that platform to actually talk about it because he has a lot of influence and he have so many people that's looking up to him. It don't matter. Like, be cautious of who you consider your OGs or your big homies because they not giving you good advice. If, say for instance, you good in basketball and your OG or your big homie, even though he getting money, not trying to keep you in that lane of doing something positive in your life, he actually trying to knock what you doing, or he trying to shit on what you doing and trying to make it seem like you lame, and what he doing is some boss player shit and trying to pull you over to that world to fuck up your life. He's trying to fuck up your life. He's actually envious of you. Some people that we consider our big homies or OGs, they be envious of the younger person sometimes because their life might be on the right track, or they had a good start from the beginning and they want to deliberately destroy it so you could be miserable, stuck in the same situation with them. So at the end of the day, man, so I don't make this go on and on and on and on because this is a conversation that can go on and on. Just be conscious of the decisions you making. Think for yourself. Everything that glitter ain't gold. All money ain't good money. And if you need some advice, DM me, hit me up on Twitter and Instagram, especially if you 21 and younger and got some situations going on and you want some advice, holla at me. I'm here. That's why I put certain links in the description, not just to get my numbers up, just to be, oh, I got 300, 400, 500 million subscribers and, you know, all this followers and stuff. No, this is to reach the people to get a certain message out here. For real, for real. And only the smart people can see past the headlines of, or they see a negative headline, but actually listen to the content of what I'm saying. Because a smart person will end up seeing the little jewels that I put inside some of my videos if I can. But make sure you contribute in the comment section and holla at your boy, this DOC. Peace.